message you're trying to portray to all your fans?
You know what? The message in the music is when it comes to roots reggae music, like the message has always been the fight of the people over or through whatever that struggle is.
Yes.
And so that struggle could come in different, it could be financial struggle, it could be racial struggle, it could be just the struggles in life. We it's something that we all face. Struggle is something we all face, but the a lot of the struggle that comes out of the oppression of the people and the effects of colonialism, like that's the struggle that I feel like a lot of roots reggae was birthed out of.
Yeah.
And then being able to actually go, like I said, my family is my dad's side of the family is from Jamaica, and so being able to see what the struggle is and to see like what the effects of uh, colonialism and what it's done to the people and it's the fight. It's because we all deal with something, and whether it's that struggle, whether it's another struggle, like we all have to fight through something. And so, having that, yeah, exactly. So having like that kind of fighting against whether you want to call it the system or whatever the case is, just that fighting against that struggle and being able to survive and not only survive but thrive. Like what we want to not only portray, but it's something that we're actually living through, which everybody else out there is living through. Everybody's going through something. You know what I mean? And so just that being able to be strong and to have people know that you're not the only ones that are going through whatever you're going through, whatever the case is. Your struggle might not be the same thing as his struggle, but it's a struggle still. You know what I mean? And this person might not be able to fully understand the struggle of this person, but at the same time, hey, I can still support you in your struggle and whatever you're dealing with. So it's that's the message is that just being able to persevere through that and being able to do it with a smile on your face and still being able to love. And so when we say one love, it's not just a cliche one love. It's not like I'm choosing to love despite what might have happened in history. I'm choosing to love despite what my brother might be going through over here. I'm choosing to love despite what whoever may be going through over here. Like it's a choice. It's an active choice to portray that love and to be that love and still fight at the same time. So that's the core message of us. Whether that comes through in every single song or not, that's the message.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. You guys are all about positivity.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
I could just tell, like, just right off the bat when we met you and you were walking up, like, we could just tell, like, you're very chill and just have this positive vibe, like how you were saying, like, one love, like, that's our vibe. That's basically
Yeah.
been Mac since I
Yeah.
met him. He's always said,
Yeah.
like, one love, peace and
Yeah.
love, like, just
Yeah.
spread the
Yeah.
positivity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just love,
Definitely.
love
Yeah.
everyone,
Yeah.
basically. And
Exactly.
they
And
show a very great example of that.
definitely.
So.
And another thing is, like, I think a lot of people don't um, realize it enough is that you don't have to agree with somebody to still show that love to somebody. You know what I mean? When we have a show, I'm sure at any given moment there are people there with all kind of different beliefs, political affiliations, whatever the case is. Like it's guaranteed that that's going to be the case. No two people on earth agree on every single thing, on every single issue. So there's going to be disagreement, but you don't have to have that, or you don't have to let that disagreement be a wall between you and the next person. You'd have to let, because this person is a Democrat or a Republican or a this or a that or a conservative or a liberal, whatever the case is. Like you don't have to have those labels and those things be a wall between you and the next person.
Yep.
And so yeah, just you keep pushing through. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. What do you think your biggest accomplishment as a band has been?
Um, that's an interesting question. Um, it's I feel like when it comes to the word success, it's a very tricky word, and there are kind of labels and benchmarks and boxes that people can would try to place there for you to say, well, you're not successful until you hit this particular mark, or you're not successful until you hit this particular number, or this whatever the case is. And for me, I feel like if what you're setting out to do, you're actually doing it, then I feel like that, then you're a success in what you're doing. You know, if you're setting out to do interviews and have it be whatever type of publication or whatever avenue is going in, and you're doing it, then you're a success. You don't have to have a office in the middle of wherever the
Right.
case is with valet park and then the whole nine and the
Yeah.
4K digital camera. Like, nah, if you're
Make
if
it
you're
happen.
yeah, if you're doing what you're trying to do, what you're setting out to do, what you're setting out to accomplish, and you're doing it, then you're a success in that.
Definitely.
And so when it comes to the accomplishment for us, not a problem.
Sorry about the sirens.
It's going down out there.
Yeah, right? It's crazy today.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's definitely
Labor
it.
Day weekend, and it starts. Yeah, if you as long as you're doing what you love, and you do it for the love of doing it, and even if it only connects with one person, then you've it's a success. You've affected one person. It's if we could all affect one person positively, then how awesome could that be?
Is there anything you would change looking back at everything you've accomplished so far?
There's small things that I would change, but nothing that would be big enough to like really like change the course. I feel like of where we're going. Maybe it would have gotten us to where we're trying to get a little bit quicker. A couple of things that would have little things here. Maybe taking this one show instead of this other show, or maybe jumping on this certain tour versus this certain tour, whatever the case is. So little things like that. But overall, it's not a whole lot. I'm thankful. I'm very thankful for where we are and where we're going. More importantly, like that's our mindset, and my mindset is to steadily look forward, steadily push forward to whatever is next, and using whatever has happened before as a way to kind of steer the ship of where you're going at this point forward. So I try not to think too much about a lot of the things that have happened in the past, because you can get kind of bogged down with that kind of stuff, and it can put you in a headspace where you might not be as thankful as you could be. And so I'm very much so into spirituality is a very big part of my life, and I feel like for me, just being thankful and being grateful and gracious for what I have and in the moment that I have, and like taking the time to really just taking the time to do that and to be thankful as I'm going forward. Like that's what I would rather focus on.
Just appreciate life.
Yeah, appreciate the blessings that we have had. And thankful that even for some of the things that have happened in the past that we have been able to learn from. So just moving forward. Moving forward.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You kind of already said this a little bit before,
Mhm.
but how would you describe your music to someone who's like never heard it before, or
Mhm.
just like starting out going to like your show?
Gotcha. I would describe our music as it's a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vibe, and it's something that you might not be able to put it into words all the time. You might not be able to put it into a certain box. Like it may fit into the roots box, but it might not. Like it might have a arm sticking out over here or a leg sticking out over there, whatever the case is. So I wouldn't say that it's just roots reggae music, but it is reggae. Like we definitely like wanted to keep it pretty true to
The roots.
the roots of the foundations of the genre of music. So it's that, but at the same time we're into progressing, and like all of the ideas that come out don't necessarily fit, like I said before, into a certain box.
Yes.
And so if that happens, then that it just happens. We just kind of roll with it. And I feel like even with the album that we're about to release, we've kind of done that a little bit more, kind of branching out a little bit more, and exploring different sounds and different little things here and there and different techniques.
Definitely.
And so it's
Just a-
yeah. So if I were to describe our music to anybody, I would just say it's a vibe. I feel like when people come to the show live, that they now they can see and feel the essence of what that
The
vibe
energy,
is.
the
At the
vibe,
yeah.
the positivity and the love, and just
Mhm.
it's all it's
All of
literally
that.
a message every time. Like
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
you're
yeah,
spreading
yeah.
a message, and it's really like awesome that
Definitely.
you guys get to do that.
Definitely, we're
And we
very
all get
very
to-
thankful for that. Very thankful for that. Yeah.
It's awesome. What would you say is your musical process?
It's we go about it a few different ways. One way that has seemed to work for us a lot is we just at rehearsal we'll just start jamming. We just jam on whether it's to begin rehearsal, where it might be in the middle of rehearsal, whatever the case is. And we'll just start a jam. Somebody will just start playing a little whatever, and then everybody just starts to jump on. So within maybe 30, 45 seconds, like everybody's kind of already in a groove, doing their own, kind of doing their thing. And as this thing like kind of fumbles and tumbles around, like it starts to take shape, and you start to realize usually after about a minute, maybe 2 minutes, whether it's something that is gonna be like, okay, we're either gonna like take it and put it on the shelf, like, okay, we're gonna develop this in time, like something's there, almost like a sculpture, like it's you got a big raw piece of whatever, like it's in there somewhere. We just kind of work at it. That's the mold. So we kind of put that right there, and just kind of we'll come back to it, in the next however many days or weeks or whatever. Some will be in the middle of a jam, and it's like you just it's everything just kind of falls into place like immediately, and the chorus comes into place, and the melody of the verses will already come into place just like immediately, like the first run through.